Cecil, you just made, obviously turned, we'll just give a quick recap. You turned pro, I'll let you talk.
I turned pro in 2012, 11, sorry. Done my first pro show in 2012. Came in the top 10 in the British Grand Prix, which for first time out, I was quite pleased with that. With the lineup, you know, we had Sean Roden, Johnny Jackson, Tony Freeman, Ronnie Winkler,
Robert Piotrkowicz,
the Polish guy. Yeah, good lineup. So top 10 weren't too bad, and I can say I beat the other British guys as well, so I was quite pleased with that. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, the last time when I won the pro show, that was kind of my aim, to look at the top 10 guys and, you know, see what they look like and try to aim to make a top 10 in a show. You know, to come across and get in the top 6 or top 3, you have to be really outstanding. I don't think I was, as I could say, ripe enough. I weren't really ready for top 6, top 3, so I still had work to do. So to make top 10, I was quite happy. Why not pick one exercise as a warm-up exercise? I don't really count it, just use the pull-up. I'm just going to use it to try and warm myself up. Maybe do 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises for back, and then I'll finish with rear delts. That'll be what I do today. When I go from one exercise to the next, I tend to what I call a groove set. I pick a light weight and try to adjust my body to the angle that I'm working from, so I can feel where I'm going to work and try and stay in that position throughout the exercise. So my second exercise, I'm doing close grip, fairly close grip, shoulder width, overhand grip, lat pull downs. I feel like I can get my elbows right back, more so than on the arm. So I use this one to try and get some thickness in the lats.
So you've been a pro just over a year now. How's that been for you?
It's like starting all over again, really, because, you know, you come up from the amateurs, you go as far as you can. You know, it happened in a short space of time for me. And then stepping into the pro ranks, you have to kind of take a back step and look at the pros, look at the standard in comparison to amateur bodybuilding. And it's a whole new, different ball game. You know, it's an industry, it's a business. You know, you want to be sponsored, you want it to be marketed by companies that are involved in it.
So you're not just talking about physique that you changed?
You still have to have the physique. You've got to build or change to bring up your weak points. You have to maintain what you've got. You might have to raise that standard. And then, you know, it's like starting all over again. So a year I don't think is enough. I think the first year is where you've got to assess what you've got to do. You know, and then the second year you've got to concentrate on trying to, you know, do what you've assessed. And maybe the third year you make a good impact on the scene. So, you know, there's a lot of work to be done, and it doesn't happen overnight. I find with this exercise, you know, you can arch your back. You know, for me, and I think for anyone who trains back training is about feeling what you're doing. You know, you can't see your back, so you've got to feel your back. You know, arch your back, pull your elbows down, pull them through, squeeze. And you can feel what you're doing at that point. So I find this exercise with overhand grip very effective for that. You know, try it. Competition is a different thing. You have to really change the way you do things and how you look to meet the competitive standard. You know, but as a lifestyle, you know, I walk around like this. You know, people are always going to notice me. Some people notice me. I don't want them to notice me. You know, because they're negative about what you're doing, and there's people who notice you and they like what you're doing. So sometimes you have to take the rough with the smooth. But yeah, I'm happy with what I'm doing so far. You know, this year I'm hoping I can stay on target and just get ready for the shows. I don't want to give too much away this year. I don't want people to know what I'm doing, you know, so much in terms of competition. You know, I would like to just turn up and come out of nowhere and boom, turn on the scene, no one's seen what I'm doing. But then, you know, let people know who are interested, who can learn from what I'm doing. Right. This is what I call my second to last set. I don't think I'll go any heavier than this today. Just do what I can.
One thing about you, one thing I've noticed, even when we were doing that the video shoot there when you were training back, you're big on sort of wanting to inspire the younger generation, like you said about the people like yourself still representing. That you really feel. I mean, that kid there, the fitness model. You know, you kind of, you know, get yourself in magazines and, you know, get yourself competing. You know, you're very encouraging of people around you. I'd imagine that's the same wherever you go. Do you think that's important, especially now you're a professional?
Yeah, I think it's important, not just as a bodybuilder, as a person. You know, if you come from a background where, you know, sometimes it evolves. You know, you can live in a community where, you know, I'm an older guy, then you have a younger generation coming up behind me. And sometimes the younger generation, they actually aspire to the guys who have gone ahead. You know, if you're a gangster and you live in a community and that's the lifestyle they see you living, they might want to follow in your footsteps.
They want to aspire to.
Some of them do want to inspire to that kind of stuff. You know, so sometimes if they see you as a guy coming out of the ghetto or, you know, a built-up community and you're doing something constructive, you know, they want to follow in your footsteps, you know, and you've got to encourage them that, you know, it's nothing. You don't feel embarrassed. Don't get your ego get in the way if you want to get out of a lifestyle that's not leading nowhere. You know, and we can't look at this and think it's all about culture. You know, you want to do the best for yourself and you want to do well in your life and in your future, because these young guys are going to grow up. These young women, young guys are going to grow up. They're going to have kids of themselves, and they have to set example to their kids.
Did you feel this way even before you became British champion and a professional? Did you still feel that you still had to nurture or inspire?
Yeah, because you're always going to have someone who either likes you or don't like you. You know, and the people that do like you, they're going to want to do what you do. You know, and the ones that don't like you are the ones who are going to be jealous of you. They're going to say negative things about you. You know, you could have done something years ago in school, and they see you doing well, and they bring it up. I remember when you was in school, you did this and you did that. You know, it's all negative. But when you're in the public eye, you have to kind of represent yourself in a way that, you know, people aspire to. You know, and you're going to have young guys that come in the gym and see me training. They want to do the same thing. They're going to ask for advice. You know, and some of these young guys, their pride gets in the way. You know, you say something to them in front of their friends, they take it the wrong way, and you know, they want to have a go at you for what you said, not what you've done. So sometimes be careful what you say, but you have to mean what you say, because that's the only way people take you seriously. You know, you say something, you mean it, you do it. Right, as always, the first set is another groove set, trying to feel my angles, you know, going from a grip that's slightly this way, now to a grip that's more this way. I like to adjust to the angle. You know, I find that sometimes you have underlying muscles that, you know, you hit from a different angle and you're fully warmed up. Then you start going heavy and then you feel a pull in the shoulder or in the back of your neck because they ain't warmed up. So sometimes adjusting to a different position makes it easier to do once you get going, and it warms you up. I don't know, I'm a stickler for getting things done. So if I set my mind to do something, I'm going to keep going until I do it. And if I don't do it, it's going to nag me. You know, you could have done this, you could have done that. So that motivates me in itself to get the job done. You know, and if I get the job done, you know, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Yes, I did what I set out to do. You know, I'm not one of these guys who's going to stay around negativity. You know, if I go somewhere and I feel a mood or uncomfortable, I leave. Because it's a big world and we can always go somewhere where you feel different. So you don't need to stay around something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So I'm always going to do what I set out to do. If I'm not hurting no one and I'm not, you know, physically hurting no one, then I don't see why I can't do the things I want to do. Lee Haney, Bertle Fox, just looking at other bodybuilders, you know, and you want to be like them and you're trying to achieve what... And then,
always just their physique, or was it more to it? Some people say they're like, you know, like they're inspired by Tom Plax because of the way he trained, or Dorian Yates because of his mental attitude, and it wasn't just about their physique.
I think, I remember years ago when I was a kid, there was this guy, a school teacher, and nobody liked this guy. You know, everybody used to, here comes Mr. whatever his name was. Nobody liked him, and he had these beady dark eyes, but for some reason he liked me. And you know, when everybody else used to go and ask him for something and he'd say no, I'd ask him and say yes. And he, you know, pulled me one time, he pulled me aside and said to me, there's a lot more to you than you show. You know, if you were to channel your energies into something constructive or something better, you could do well for yourself. And this man used to look scary, had his beady eyebrows and dark looking, sunken in eyes, and you know, and he just kind of took to me and he said that, and that always stayed with me.
Resonate with you?
Yeah, you know, that you could all channel your energies into something constructive and do well for yourself. Let's go, mate. for longer, man. Okay. That's back. Mixing up today with the machines. Starting out with chins, 3 sets to warm up, and some overhand shoulder width, lat pull downs to the front, some T-bar rows, and finish off with single arm rolls. Now I'm going to do some rear delts. You know, you do well in your life, you get somewhere, you help someone else. You try and pass that on to other people. You know what I mean? There's always going to be young. I find that younger people, I'm attracted to them, they're attracted to me. And, you know, I can go somewhere, be talking to young people that sit there, they're comfortably talking to me. And then they ask me how old I am. I ask them, how old are you? I'm 20, I'm 19. How old are you? I'm in my 40s. And they'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? But until we mention age, everyone's sitting there and having a mature discussion. You know, and some of the things and advice you're giving them, they're taking it on board. So if that is something that's naturally happening, then you use it to be constructive and give good advice to people around you. You know, and it's not just about training, but it's about in life in general.
Wow. Again, you're giving us gold, mate. I mean, it was the same last time. I said we had to split the interview into 2 because I didn't want to edit it down because it was that good, it was that interesting. So I could talk to you all day. One final question. I know you're not giving much away, but what are your plans for 2013? Give us an update. I was here 1 year ago.
Well, I'm just going to train and do what I do. I need to, my aim is to get back to my full off-season weight. You know,
Which is?
Up to 270.
270?
I want to get strong again and just, right now I'm doing things, clean, and I want to keep it that way for as long as I can. But in terms of competition, I think that I need to get my body where it needs to be competitive. You know, there's a lot of bodybuilders out there.
You stayed pretty close to condition last year, didn't you? You didn't really go out, did you?
No, because I had to, because I was guest spotting and I was going to do another show.
You turned up at 270.
No, you can't turn up at 270, even though I did a show close to that, and I got a bit of ridicule for it. But that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm trying to get my weight back to my off-season weight, and then, start dieting and see what happens. And, I've got to renew my IFBB membership. And then
$100.
Yes, pay my dollars, and then go from there, really. Okay, that's my workout for today. Usually I stick to the basic exercises. Barbell, bent over row, T-bar row, some days deadlift. But today I just mixed it up with the machines, as I said before. And it felt good, worked hard, tapped in here. I got through it. So that's back and rear delts. Good. It's a wrap. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, Cecil, it's been a pleasure as always. With Cecil Croasdaile at Muscleworks Gym, Bethnal Green, London, I'm Giles Thomas from muscledevelopment.com.
Peace.